Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still at Minds and Money in London. You know, we are looking always for interesting investment opportunities where we also put our own money in. And here we are today talking with Stephen Roman. He is the CEO of Global Atomic, a two-pillar business model the company has built so far, and with an amalgamation of Silvermet Incorporation shortly before Christmas, we will have a new company. And now I want to talk with Stephen about the new company and see if this is an exciting story for 2018. Hi, Stephen. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good to see you here in London. Tell me a little bit about the two-pillar business strategy. What's behind the emerging Global Atomic company and story?
Okay. Well, Global Atomic is a company, as well as Silvermet, two companies that I started in 2005. One was a zinc exploration company, and the other was a uranium exploration company. So we moved both of those companies along, and with the Global Atomic, we acquired in 2007 6 permits covering a large area, 3,500 square kilometers, in the Republic of Niger, right in the Timmersoy uranium basin. So the government had opened up the area for foreign investment. We have a lot of experience in the uranium business through Denison Mines, which was started by my father, and we produced uranium and sold it to many people around the world.
Very successful, by the way.
Very successfully. The Japanese, the Spanish, the French were all customers. So we moved into Niger because we had experience in Africa and West Africa. My business partner, George Flack, is a professional geologist, and he was working there in Niger in 2005. And I asked him if there was a possibility to get into the area to explore for uranium. And he said there was, because the government was opening the doors to foreign investment. So we went in and negotiated a deal, and we picked up 6 very good concessions that some of them had previous work with already deposits on them. So they weren't grassroots. But the real asset that we found in 2010 was our flagship DASA asset, and that was found through our own field work, and we discovered an area on surface that had a 30% uranium grade. So this is something that is similar to the very high grades that you find in Athabasca in Canada, in the Athabasca Basin in Saskatchewan.
Which is one of the most famous deposits on the planet. But so it was your team which discovered that new ore body.
Yes, our team discovered the new ore body. Then we had a lot of very senior groups participating, like JP Morgan, Macquarie's, Investec. These kinds of groups got involved with the company. They raised in total $25 million in 2011 after our DASA discovery. And we've done about 120 kilometers of drilling, 120,000 meters of drilling on this deposit. And of course, at the same time, Fukushima hit. So the Fukushima issue in Japan, of course, killed the uranium market. The price went from about $70 a pound down to about $16 a pound. Now we're trading at about, on the spot market, about $23 to $24 a pound. So the project really needed to move ahead. And we need to complete our drilling on the DASA project, and we need to complete a mine plan so that we can start producing uranium there. So very importantly, over the last few months, in July, we signed a deal with Areva Mines, which is one of the largest uranium companies in the world, owned by the government of France. Areva has 2 operating mines 80 kilometers away from us. So between ourselves and Areva, we negotiated a deal whereby we would ship them ore from the DASA deposit, and that would eliminate us the need to build our own plant.
That's a big advantage, but is the infrastructure already existing that you can ship the ore down to Areva plant?
Yes, all the infrastructure is there, so we're right on the main highway that goes to Areva. We have Areva's power line that goes across our site, so we've already spoken to the power company. They can supply us with power, and we have water on site if we require water, but since we won't have a processing plant, we really won't require any water. So the capex would be very low. We're thinking to start initially with a small open pit, but then eventually it'll transition into an underground operation. But it's very large. Right now we have over 100 million pounds there defined by our drilling, but it's open on strike at depth. We think it's going to get much, much bigger.
And what about the grade?
The grades are the highest. This is the highest grade, largest uranium discovery in Africa in the last 50 years. So not just in Niger, in all of Africa. So that's why Areva is so interested in this project. And still, because the uranium market has been flat, we decided to combine it with our zinc company, because the uranium company was private, or is private. The zinc company is public. So the zinc company also, we have a project in Turkey that is producing high-grade oxide zinc concentrate, and we do that by recycling electric arc furnace dust from local electric arc steel mills, and we recycle that. We make a 70% zinc concentrate, and we sell it to smelters like Nearstar or Korea Zinc. So that business has been very profitable since 2009 when we started it.
Okay.
And so we felt, since no one really cares about recycling companies, why not use that kind of cash flow to build the uranium asset? Because we have a potentially $1 billion asset here. We have a deal with one of the biggest uranium companies in the world, and we will be able to start that mine very quickly in the next 18 to 24 months and start shipping them ore.
I think that's a pretty smart business model, and our European investor community will really like it. Tell me a little bit more about that 49% stake in that zinc concentrate business model and recycling business model. How much money can you expect there on an annual basis?
Well, currently, Wolfgang, the zinc price is at a good price. It's about $1.45 a pound. So if the zinc price stays at this level, that should generate at least $10 million a year to Silvermet. So it's a good, solid, steady cash flow. The other thing that I must mention is that when we actually bought that plant out of bankruptcy. We bought it, we rehabilitated it, and then we brought in a very large partner. So the partner is called Befesa Zinc, that just went public on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange at 10 times EBITDA. So very high multiple, is very profitable company. So, and they're the biggest in the world.
And they have 51%.
We sold them 51% because they're the best operators of this kind of business in the world. There's nobody better. So we have now a company, combined company with a partner on the uranium side, Areva, who are one of the biggest in the world. We have the biggest in the world on the zinc recycling side on the other side. They both love our assets, so we're moving them up the curve. Eventually we may have, other deals to talk about, but on top of the uranium mine going ahead, the zinc operation we may also expand. So currently we're producing about 30 million pounds a year of zinc concentrate. We may eventually bump that up to 60 million pounds a year. So, both businesses are going to generate cash flow to the shareholders of the new combined Global Atomic.
So from Silvermet, then you expect a kind of a dividend which you can use for the development of the uranium asset. So let's say we are getting, or the shareholders, your investors are getting the uranium asset for free. Is that the summary?
Well, basically we're doing a financing right now at 25 cents a unit. So you get a share and a half warrant at 50 cents, and it's valued solely on the zinc business. So yes, the whole uranium component you get for free. And that's a very large high-grade asset. So I think at this stage in the game, the financing is well priced for an early stage pre-IPO, so to speak, financing.
And the amalgamation and listing of the combined entity, Global Atomic, will be when? In December?
It's expected to close by mid-December, yes.
That sounds interesting. So let's talk about again over the uranium asset. How quickly do you think you can get the ore out of the ground to feed the Areva plant?
We need to finish between 6 and 10 months of drilling just to define the areas we will start mining and then finish our mining plan. The permitting process in Niger is very quick, so between 4 and 6 months. So once we have that completed and our environmental baseline or environmental impact study completed, we submit that to the government, and within 4 to 6 months you get your permit. So we would expect to be at that stage within 12 months. Then you're permitting within 6 months, and so between 18, let's say, and 24 months, we would be ready to start shipping ore to Areva.
Wow, that means you take the advantage of being in Western Africa to get such a project much quicker into production rather than in Canada, for example.
In Canada, on a uranium project, it's very, very slow permitting process. You could be 15 to 20 years to permit a new uranium project in Canada.
Okay, so that's a big advantage maybe operating in Africa. How about the political situation? You know, a lot of investors thinking of Africa are always questioning political situation. Can you work there? Can you get things done? So what are your experiences there?
Well, I've been working in Africa since 1985 in various countries. In Niger, we've been working since 2005. We've had no issues there. The uranium field, the Timor-Soy Basin, is Niger's main foreign exchange earning area. So those two mines of Areva's are very important for the country. So they've been operating since 1970, uninterrupted. So regardless of what's happened in all of West Africa, those two mines have not stopped production since 1970. So effectively, the government has devoted a huge amount of resources to protecting that area. There's good security. People are allowed to explore and work. There's been many foreign companies there. The Chinese are there, the Russians are there, the Indians are there. They're all doing exploration. They're trying to find what we have. They're very interested in what we've found. So, you know what, it's been a good place to work, and we've got a lot of support from the government, and they're very keen on having us move this to production very quickly.
So Steven, I know you as an entrepreneur and company builder. Obviously it looks like you have another pretty interesting play here. I like the combination, and I have to outline, I will participate in the next financing at 25 cents. So I have a conflict of interest, which I want to express here in that video as well. But it's too good for me not to be involved, and I like to take on early stage investments, and I see a lot of upside and potential in that combined entity, and Global Atomic will deliver a lot of news flow hopefully in 2018, and we will keep you updated. And Steven, I wish you all the best also for global, and hopefully you can get a lot of dividends from your recycling business model and put it into the exploration and development of the uranium assets. Thanks a lot for the interview.
Thank you, Wolfgang. All the best to you and all the shareholders.
We talk soon. Thanks. Thank you from London. Bye-bye.